Alright, so I wanted to talk about this leader also. I wanted to make a video talking about this guy because this was another one of the leaders that I was interested in. Um, Less so than Vegito or Gogeta, but I was also interested in building this guy because I think this leader has a pretty unique strategy in terms of his overall game plan. But upon testing this guy for a few games, his win condition is super degenerate. But the deck is very cool, and I kind of want to just talk about like my early thoughts. I thought about this deck a lot. I put this list together after kind of tweaking numbers for like about a week, and then I actually just tried the list, and it worked exactly how I thought it would. So I kind of wanted to just go over some of the thought process of kind of like what went into building the leader. So what the card actually does is when attacking, draw, and then on 3 or less you flip and you draw. So the backside is permanent your turn. This is just a 30k. So your leader's always 30k, and he doesn't draw on swing. However, at the end of your turn, now this is mandatory, which my girlfriend actually brought this up to me when she was testing with me. This is still mandatory. You always have to discard 1 card from your hand. Then if your life is at 2 or less, and you have 7 or less energy, you add the top card of your deck to your life. But you always, end of your turn, you must pitch the card. So you'll see with the list, there's like 16 life takers because you pretty much always need to be going down to this threshold so you can heal. So you're not just pitching for no reason. And effectively, like, because this guy is end of turn taking top of your deck, putting it in your life, you're basically getting to set up a free draw from a life taker. But anyway, yeah, that's the leader. So as far as the deck goes, for the 1-drops, it's going to be 4 of this card. Honestly, this card is just really dumb as a green card. I was trying this in green Vegeta from last set too. This card's just very good. Blocker, and then on play, add a life. 10k combo. Why does this have 10k combo? I don't really know. So then this is actually a placeholder. I'm just waiting on the card to come in the mail, but this is the 1-drop Bulma cantrip from set 3. I think it's set 3. I'll just put a picture of it up on the screen. So this is a placeholder. I mean, it's just on play draw, but it's supposed to be the Bulma because the Bulma's Earthling, which comes up for the 2-drop Hercule. And then for this Bulma, filtering stuff out of your hand is something that this deck is trying to do, just due to like other stuff that's in the list, as we'll get to it. But yeah, pitching stuff isn't necessarily bad. You can turn extra cards into potential combo power. This one is a 4 of. I am also just waiting on an additional copy. I was hoping I was going to pull one yesterday at Locals just from buying some random packs, but I did not. But yeah, 4 of this. This adds any Planet Namek card in its special traits. It doesn't have a cost requirement, so this adds the secret rare. So that's, yeah. That card's a 4 of. And then 2 of this guy. So this is just Para Brothers. If your life is at 2 or less. It's just Para Brothers. Well, it's technically, it's also cost 5 or less, but you know, it's neither here nor there. This is very good because like once you get to 3, if you have to go to 2 and then maybe you have to go to 1, you're only going to heal the 1, so you kind of want this to be able to just play defensively. Also, if you can prevent getting damage done to you on your opponent's turn when you're at 3 and you can just end up taking your own life, this also helps with that as well. But yeah, just 2 of those for now. I found 2 was fine. 2 drops is going to be for Hercule. This is just broken because your secret rare comes down for 3. This also buys back extra cards like, you know, I don't know, Destructo Disc. Yeah, so that's a good card. It just gets you a bunch of combo power and also sets up your combo. This is kind of the same thing. This buys back Destructo Disc, but this gets, I think this is any extra card. Yeah, so I can get like Instant Kamehameha back and a Warm Greeting. So that's kind of why these are here. It's like also just 10k. It's more often than not just going to be 10k combo, but yeah, that's why I was playing those. It's pretty good. That's something that could stay or could go. I'm not really entirely certain on that. So for the rest of the life takers, it's 2 Krillin, and then 2 of this Vegeta, which this guy was like fine. I never got the draw, but like it could probably just be 4 of this. I just wanted to try this card, but what will more than likely end up happening is that this will just become the other 2 Krillins. So you'll just have 4 of this guy. But since this is here, I did want to talk about it. It's okay. This is like a late game card, right? Because you want to take it, like when you're already awakened, you want to play this to take that life, and then that way your leader's live and you get the extra bonus card, because you have to pitch at the end of every turn. So like, playing all of the 1-drop cantrip style cards is very helpful, because it lets you, be able to keep combo power on board, and that way like the pitch is like not necessarily as bad, because you're just getting free cycles and stuff. But yeah, this will probably come out just because this early game ramp is very good, because you can do the SCR combo as early as turn 4, which is really stupid, to be honest. But so I went with just 2 of this, and the reason why is because I actually wanted to try this guy too. This card's actually very good. This guy's 10k combo, which is pretty important as well. But if you don't have the Secret Rare Wombo combo, you can literally just play this guy, grab the life, and now you just have a random 35 body. And again, this guy has combo power. Like this card, you can self awaken and then KO 3 cost. Or if your life is at 2 or less, you can just play this guy and KO anything. But I just kind of wanted to not have the additional 0 because we have 4 of the Secret Rare and extra cards. Yes, some of the extra cards are combo power, but I just really was trying to stay away from 0k if I could, so that's kind of what was going on with that. But this card ended up proving to be very good. I thought that this was simply just going to be filler and this would end up being Nappa, but I don't even think you need Nappa in this deck because you're not necessarily trying to ramp. Like I said, your SCR comes down for 3, so like you don't really need to ramp into anything. And if anything, you can just go for the Krillin and it will just harass them every turn until they're just tired of dealing with it. And then when they're tired of dealing with it, if it gets bottom deck, that sucks, but most decks are going to have to KO this, so you'll get that ramp anyway. But yeah, the Goku was very good. It felt like a pack filler card, but like it's surprisingly like a lot of pressure just out of nowhere. Speaking of a lot of pressure, 4 of this Goku. Yeah, this is something else that I'm also waiting to come in the mail, but I have the printed proxies for it. Yeah, so when attacking, if your life is at 3 or less, you have to add a card, but that's fine. It's also once per turn. If your life is at 3 or more, you have to add a card from life. But again, that's fine because like we want to go to 2, so we're not pitching for no reason. But that's once per turn. And then the activate main, if your leader is Son Goku, you can just unsuspend this guy. So yeah, this card is nuts. This is like a ton of pressure. It also has combo power. Honestly, I don't know why this is a 5k. This probably should have been 0. But yeah, this card's really good. This is just like way too much pressure for like actually just no reason. And then for the SCR, yeah, I don't know if I'm actually gonna buy this card. Probably not gonna buy 1 stars if anything, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna buy this card because I was uncertain if I actually liked this deck. It's fun. This card is ridiculous. But yeah, I can see why people are a little leery about what this deck is doing. So this guy is, when your life is at 2 or less, this guy is reduced in your hand by 4 if you don't have this guy on your board. So if you already have one, you cannot use the effect to reduce by 4. You have to hard cast it for 7. But yeah, I mean, you can always just combo it away if you wanted to, but if you still have one, then you don't need another one. But yeah, this guy's double strike 45, 0k combo power. But you know, what actually makes this guy ridiculous is the combo with the Destructo Disc. So I actually was only playing 2. I'll just talk about this now. Yeah, I was only playing 2 of this because you're just going to pitch this with Bulma, and then you're just going to buy it back later with Hercule or Android. So I kind of felt like it wasn't super necessary. You can also pitch it off leader effect, and then buy it back later as well. But again, you can do this combo as early as turn 4 because you just tap 3 and then go for 1, and then yeah, you're kind of off to the races. Your opponent should like never really let you be in that position because you need to be at 2 or less life. So typically, like, you know, if you're sitting at 3, then you would need 5 energy. But again, if things go well, you can still do it on turn 4. Like Krillin dies, you charge 1, now you're up in energy if you went first, of course. If you go second, it's kind of, you know, the same difference because you have the marker. You can just save the marker, self-awaken, and then play this guy, and it's just ridiculous. But yeah, this card is permanent your turn. Excuse me. It's activate battle your turn. If you are at 2 or less life, your guy gets critical, but it always gives 20k. So this guy is just 65 double crit for 4 energy, which is really as ridiculous as you might assume. So yeah, that's the win condition of the deck, and honestly, it's super like slam my dick on the table, like obnoxious. But yeah, it's broken. It's very stupid. And then 4 Chi-Chis because this is the super combo that they released for the deck. So, you know, I'm pretty sure there's no Planet Namek super combo, but you know. Then 2 instant Kamehameha because this is just broken with your win con. You just tap 4 and then you can crack 1, and now you're doing like what are we, 80? This is 80 double crit. It's very stupid because you can like tap out for it, and then yeah, it's dumb. And then a warm greeting instead of full power, because the full power extra card does KO 2 things, but like it only KOs 2 things if you're at 2 or less life, whereas this is always just gonna cantrip and put something in their energy. This also removes like field cards and stuff too. This is just any card. You just put it in their energy. Any card in the battle area. But yeah, either way. Just 2 of that instead. This card I think is not really that great, so I didn't include it in my list. It's Pot of Greed, but like your life has to be at 2 or less, which is kind of whenever the hand advantage thing will become a problem. But like I said, it's like fine. We don't really need to draw 2 cards. Also, this isn't searchable. This is Saiyan in traits. We can just literally go cantrip, Hercule, cantrip. You know what I mean? So we don't really need. We don't need this card. We'll just put combo power on board and then just continue to draw cards. But yeah, that's the Namek Goku list that I came up with. It's definitely a funny little deck. This Secret Rare is crazy, and it's nice that they basically made this so that you can only really get the most out of it with this leader. It is technically splashable, but like not to the point where like the Vegeta leader can crack an energy and play this from hand. It's not like that generic, but yeah, this is a little crazy. You can, like, in playing just this deck alone, this, I feel like, is the deck, besides maybe Janemba, where, like, you can really feel the power creep of set 5. But yeah, I mean, that's it. I just wanted to talk about the Namek leader and go over my list that I was trying. But anyway, yeah, thanks. See ya.